I'm going to be taking apart this mouse, and there's a reason why. As this does not work, apparently, according to my brother. And we're going to find out why. The clicks work. And this is not my personal mouse. The mouse I use is this instead, which, I mean, it's fairly dirty, and I haven't cleaned it in a little bit, but that's besides the point. Actually, that's not true. I cleaned it like a week ago. But we're just going to take it apart, and the only visible thing I see that I could use to take apart is a screw. But I do also see like these little things right here that maybe I could use to maybe take off, kind of like on this mouse. Like under here, there's screws under these like little things right here, and not under this one. This one is where all the weights are kept. But we'll start off, and I'm gonna start off with trying out a Phillips 1 in this screw, which works surprisingly. There we go. And we're gonna keep these screws maybe working on this. Let's see. So let's see if it. Oh, that splits apart now. That is so easy. See, oh, well, I mean, there's a bent capacitor. The lights don't. No, I don't know about the lights, to be honest. It's very easy mouse to take apart. Let's see if there's just a wire unsoldered. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, whoa! That's just this light thing just fell out. Now this mouse right here is a it's something I think you were able to get. I got this mouse in a kit that came with this keyboard right here, and my brother wanted the mouse as I wanted the keyboard. Okay, that keyboard right there. So there we go. And what I'm gonna try to see is this scroll wheel. I mean, you can kind of see how it works. This is where the clicks are, I think. Nope, the clicks are right here. So when the mouse is on top of it, like this, it's so weird that it's a singular screw and then it just comes out. That, I mean, just haven't really seen that in a while. So you can kind of see where the capacitors are. There's a fuse right there. Like here, I'll give you guys a nice little close-up of this board. So never take apart a mouse as it's mostly just a power supply, but we got a main chip right. Use a plastic tool for this. We got a main chip right here, which is probably just the unit for the mouse. We got an LED light right here, another one right here. We got where the wires connect, so this is where it's a which is where it connects. We have our scroll wheel. We have the things, the controller wheel and its speed and stuff. We have this right here, which is for right click. This right here is for left click. Then we have a capacitor right here, which I'm not gonna do much. We have a fuse right here, which you might be able to see, like right there. Don't actually do what I just did, but we have another one right there. Now the back of this board is just all the solder joints, which is actually really dirty. Which should not be the case, but I mean, it's a main chip. It's just floating like that, which does not seem very secure, in my opinion. And we're just gonna try putting this back on. Let's see how this goes. This won't go wrong, right? Surely. So we'll try to. I think the board goes in like this. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Well, here, we'll try like this. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't, because the scroll wheel goes in right here, and the mouse thing doesn't go in like this. So it goes in like this. Mouses are always something I struggle with when trying to put back together. Actually, oh, so hold on. What I need to do is I need to align this before trying to get it in there. There we go. And then I now need to re-get this back into its slot. I'm going to try to just get that in. There we go. Now we keep the wires hidden and we put this back down. This is such a simple mouse to take apart, and there's no reason for it to be this simple. It's definitely really good for repairability, yes. Like, I'm giving this a nice 10 out of 10. It's super easy to repair if something goes wrong. But, I mean, The wires are soldered, so actually that's minusing something. There's definitely a lot wrong with this now that I'm actually looking at it. So the repairability score that I'm giving this, it is one singular screw and then you're just in, which is super duper nice, but it's definitely not the best feeling thing in the world, and you can definitely easily feel that the moment you touch this thing. No, go back in place. I mean, it'll just, is there like poles? Yeah. So, yeah, there we go. So it can snap on in place. Hopefully. Maybe not. Honestly, super confused on this. Because I'm trying to just slot it into place, but it doesn't want to, so we just want to try to slot it in place. So I'm going to do with the wires, and we're going to try to put them under the board. Maybe not, I'll just try to do it like this. So I'll hold it down, and we'll just go around the scroll wheel, and we'll see how that works. This is definitely not going to work, but might as well try, alright? Look, you just gotta try. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're going to try to slot in the screw and try to screw it back in. Okay. It's definitely not clipped fully together, but I mean, I guess it technically works. Now the thing is though, we gotta see if this will work if I'm trying to select a YouTube video. So it does light up. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my mouse pad, which is very, very small, but what I'm gonna try to do is I don't think it is working at all actually. Like here, I'm gonna enter my pin, and not working at all. Lights up, which is kind of cool, but besides that, it does have really, I mean, it has decent lights, but we gotta see if those two bulbs, this one doesn't even light up. That was really dumb for me to touch it with my screwdriver, if you guys are wondering. So, I guess we can kind of look at this. So the way it works is you'll press down on this, and then this will push down on this. But, I guess I got news, to say. This mouse is literally just be a trick. Now, I'm not gonna really try to do much, as it's all it is just some soldered wires to a board strapped to just an LED and a little bit more technology. Oh wait, whoa. Oh, okay, I show you guys my stream, but I don't really, hold on. Maybe not. It does not work. I'm gonna try my other mouse and get into like Google. So here's my actual mouse. When I'm using my actual mouse, I can click on YouTube, click on any of these, and it'll still work, okay? Now let's plug in the other. Look, it's plugged in, just to prove it. My other mouse is off, and my screen is on. So what we're now gonna do is we're now going to try to get the cover on, and see if we can get it. Oh, I just realized the wires are in a horrible position. I'm really hoping nothing goes bad here. This is super risky. Do not ever do this at home, guys. There we go. Come on. So, we'll now do this. Okay. Oh, did I really lose that screw? No, I didn't. Okay, it's right here. Okay, we'll now slot that into place and screw it in. That's actually something I wasn't expecting. If I press down hard enough, look, the bulb turns off. And like, it just blinks it. Like, hold on. I don't know. Okay. So this mouse does not work. In fact, it's literally not moving. I'm moving it. Okay, I'll even just put my hand on the sensor, and I don't know if it's just a sensor issue or like if something's blocking it, but left and right click do work, which is something. But if you can't move, it's not really gonna be useful. I can't click back or forward if well, yeah. So this does not work, and yeah, I think it might have worked in the past, but I think there's just something wrong with the sensor. The sensor could just be out of place. I'm not fully sure at this point. I guess I'll try moving the plastic piece and see if that works. So, what I'll do is I'm going to slot off my cable for it. And now we just go again. Just this time there's no power being diverted to it. So, is it meant to be like this? Or like, because there's a pretty high chance the fact that maybe the sensor isn't going through this like little bit right there. Because the sensor is right here. That's the actual sensor. So, I don't know. I just now got to move it to the actual proper spot, which is like that. And now, come on. Now if I hold, oh, I don't know if I'm not going to do it like that. Okay, if I now do this, which I'm hoping that the wires will just tuck under. Kind of like this. We'll pull this wire down. Hoping that the wires, okay. And now we'll reslot in that screw. I'm so surprised that there's only one screw in this whole thing. Okay. So now we have a much more visible look at the sensor, and I'll now turn it on. Still nothing, watch. If you look, I'm trying to do stuff. In fact, actually, oh, in fact, these aren't even working anymore. Which could just be happening, probably just, it is most definitely my fault. I have to press really hard to get these on, which, I mean, as I said, it's completely my fault. But I'm gonna try separating this from the little plastic piece. All right, so we're just gonna tear up a specific bit, and this is the LED little bit to the actual mouse bit. So, well, to the clicking bit, because these are two different parts. You can kind of tell. So let's try ripping it up. Wow, that's super easy. Huh, I guess this proves my point. It's really weak plastic. That really just came off, huh? It shouldn't matter, right? Because we can just slot that back into place. You know, you won't feel a thing. Wait, maybe I should be using a tool for this. That might be a lot better. Better. So here's where the LEDs will come through, and I guess we'll just put this on by itself so that you guys can kind of see on how it's kind of meant to work. I don't really think I should explain exactly how it works, as I'm not really here for that. I'm just showing you guys this cheap mouse and it being torn apart. Now I have to re-plug it in though, which, I mean, that's not going to be hard to do, so. There we go, okay. And now we can get this on. Remember, whenever you actually have something powered on, never to actually tear it apart. I am someone that knows how to work with electronics. I've been working with electronics for years, and whatnot, so I know how to do this. Speaking of this is not in the right place. That is not in the right place. Maybe that's actually why it was able to clip together really well. Now, I'm going to try is I'm not going to try getting this is hopefully stay in the right place. Gosh, bro. Okay, we'll hopefully have that now. Alright, now. Wait, where's the screw? Hoping. Huh. I lost it. That's okay. I mean, technically not fully okay, but it should be okay enough, right? So, we'll now do this. And we're just gonna try putting this on. Okay. I feel like there's something that I'm missing here. Like, something that's meant to be slotting into place, but isn't. And it's this right here. I'm not slotting that into place, so it can't be nice and flush. So, I see. So, I need to slide that on. Let's take this back off. So, I can get both of them on. So, but then also, this wire, though, is super annoying. Oh, man, it just dropped on the floor. So, hopefully now, I can now drag these under. Look at that. So now it's nice and flush. Now that doesn't mean it's nice and flush with the rest, because the stupid plastic thing came undone again. I swear, this is the worst mouse I've ever had to work with. I wish there were more screws to hold down more of the stuff. That would be a blessing at this point. I usually hate taking out screws, but this is a lot better. So now we put this on, and if I actually had the screw, then and the screw, but I don't have the screw. I could try using a makeshift one, but let's be real here. Is that really gonna be a good idea? No, so maybe I should actually try it. But first, I gotta try it out. So this is when it's actually perfectly mounted. I mean, it's missing the screw obviously, but like, if we're being realistic here, it's still not working. And there's no side buttons, so it's not actually really that good. But I mean, I wonder if I can trigger the sensor. I think I should probably try. See, does the sensor work? Nope, I mean literally triggering it on purpose. And it's still not functioning. That's annoying. So this means that this chip right here has a really bad problem with it, and it cannot function. I don't know why I just bridged that like that. You should not definitely do that, but this is the sensor right here is the main sensor, and it does not work. And if it doesn't work, it won't function. I don't think we need to go much more than that. So this is BS, because this should work perfectly fine, and for the fact that it didn't work out the box says a lot about its longevity, if it does actually work when it comes out of the box. But I mean, put it back together and just go on from life now. See how this goes. We'll need to do this. It is at least really fun to take apart, but it still makes me really mad on just how stupid it is. It's the sensor isn't working out of the box. The mouse is appearing, but it's registering as an optical drive from what I saw. So yeah, not really what you want to be seeing when it comes to a mouse. Is you do not want it to be recognized as an optical drive. So yeah, come on. So now, come on. Yes. Okay. Oh, that actually works kind of well, just to do that. Oh, I found the screw, by the way, guys. And no, I did not just cut the video. I legitimately was just looking around and just found it, so. And now, what we're now gonna do, it is now back together, and now I just already have a problem. I wonder, can I just cut into this? Yep. I do like the fact that this comes off if you can find a replacement online. I do enjoy that. That makes this a lot better because that means you can actually clean off this right here, which is really nice. The LED is actually pretty high quality for how cheap the mouse is and feels. And yeah, the sounds on the mouse. Here, I don't know which microphone's taking it from, so we'll go from both, and it's pretty good. It's not the best, but that's what I expected. Isn't it to not be the best, but to be pretty good. And you can kind of see here the fact that it's definitely cheap build, as this plastic ripped so easily when I just barely bended it, which, by the way, just to say, it was not on purpose, but I guess just to show, I'm gonna rate it from 1 to 10 on how bendy I think it is. You guys really saw that. That is not that bendy. I'm hoping you guys saw that. I guess that just proves it. Because it's not bendy, it says a lot about its longevity, and the fact that if you just drop it 3 times, it will indeed crack. Or maybe shatter too. That's a really big problem down the line, because this mouse used to get dropped a lot when I was living in my old place, and it's still surviving, you know, it's still going. So the fact that this one has such a weak plastic, it's just telling me the fact that it's definitely maybe $3, and maybe I don't know. It doesn't surprise me because of how cheap it feels. The plastic feels, I mean, it feels like matte plastic. You guys know, like on the PS4 Slims, for example. Like if you guys touched the PS4 Slims case, it was super, like, it was just matte plastic. So yeah. But it only just fell off. We'll go again. This is the curved bit, so this should be a little bit stronger. It's not. Here, we'll try this, guys. We'll try this. We'll try what I would think would definitely need to be really strong. We'll cut power to it, take it off, and we're gonna try. Oh, wow, that's pretty thick. Here. It's good. I'm not gonna try to stomp the board. I could try. Probably shouldn't, but oh yeah, that's bendy. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. You guys, is it cracking? Oh yeah, there's a big giant crack right there. Hold on. You're gonna be able to see that? As I tilt it more this way, there's a crack that goes through the whole thing, but is on this side. Let's also remove this sticker too. Hoping that it'll just come off, but if it doesn't, I'm kind of hoping it'll just reveal the cracks a little bit better. No, that's okay. Oh no, come on. Okay, we'll just try keeping it on. So, now. Oh, my hand's okay. Yeah. Not strong. That was very, very easy to bend. Now you have to also remember, because there's not multiple screws, I can't just screw this back together. There's one singular screw. So, this goes on. let's just go and try putting this back together. All right, let's try. This goes in. Perfect. Okay. Next, we have this going. This might intertwine the pieces because they're kind of cut in separate halves, and it might do something, but chances are it's definitely not gonna do a whole lot though. In fact, it's legit. Okay, I was gonna say the board literally doesn't want to slot in place, but okay. And now what we're gonna do is we're now going to put this under and do this. Come on. Doesn't actually want to fully slot in place with the wires either. The wires are a lot easier, yes, okay. And now we actually can't lose a screw again. Oh no, I didn't. It just stuck to my screwdriver. Okay. So yes, I guess I did technically lose a screw. Okay, let's see. Wow. Super safe, guys. Super safe. The only reason why this happens is because this isn't screwed down. If you rip this in half, this will legitimately come off. This will not come out. Potentially. Like, this is super dangerous. I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting. This just tells me everything I need to know, though. See if this is easily able to rip off. No, the LED board is protected. Why did they put all their this? This should be more protected. All of these should be more protected. The whole mouse should be more protected. The board is partially bended. Let's see if it still works. Yeah, it does. Imagine if it just exploded on me. Like, I don't know why I was about to take that apart. Let's see how strong these wires are. You know what? That's tough. Okay, here. What I'm gonna try is I'm just gonna try pulling on a singular wire. Was pretty tough, actually. You might be able to see, I like a little mark on my finger. Like a tiny one. It shouldn't work anymore, by the way. Yeah, it doesn't work. So, I saw his power being put to it, but, I mean, not enough, so. These are very strong. If I try pulling the rest of them, I don't think they're all going to just come off super easily. That was actually just as easy as the first one. They're not soldered on really well either. Okay. I don't think I need to do any more stuff with it either. Okay. I guess this is where we can finish. Bad product. The company it is by is, I'm not going to give no names, but it is from a company, and I'm going to be straight up honest, I don't even think it has a named company. It just says game keyboard and mouse set, and it says the model number and made in China. So yeah, that's something. Okay, I think we're done here. I think it's just safe to say I'm disappointed in this product as it's not following safety regulations, but I guess a lot of companies don't at all, so yeah. Don't know why I did that, especially with a metal tool, but I guess we can try seeing if the board will just be able to come out. Ooh. I literally snapped this out of what it is. Okay, so now we're gonna try cutting this over through here and see. No, I actually cannot. Hold on. I bet I could easily potentially get it out without in the screw. Like, hold on, let's just pull up. Wow, and look, the screw's still in there. Here's the screw. Just prove it. In. Well, out. In. Wow, I don't know what to say about this anymore. It's broken. That's pretty easy to say. I don't think I need to say much more. Is this plastic even strong enough to handle a screw being screwed into it? Definitely not. You can kind of tell. It's kind of ripping as I'm just screwing in further. But, I mean, I wonder if the screw is being stripped. Okay, I'll take it out and show you guys. You guys can judge this all you guys want right here. So, I can get it up to the camera and just wait for it to hopefully not be blurry because of the light. I don't know, maybe it might just be super blurry. There we go. It's not very stripped. You guys should be able to see it pretty good now. I'll try zooming in on it. But it's not super stripped. So, yeah, we're done with this, I think. Yeah, just get the cable. And here's everything, and, whatnot, we'll see if we can rip this off. We'll just, now that the whole thing's broken, what's the point of this board? So, let's go and see what's under, the circuitry. Never mind. So, the tool I usually use when removing the, when I'm trying to remove something off of a board is I use a sim ejector tool. They're pretty sharp. Not the sharpest in the world, but they're sharp enough to cut through a board. Trust. Yep, scratching it on through. Okay, I'll actually zoom in so you guys can get a better look, and then I'll move all this. I'll try to get in way further. Okay. I don't actually think it's doing a whole lot. Okay, you guys can see this on like such a microscopic level, and me, I just can't. Here, we'll try in a different spot. Come on. So I looked at things, there's not actually a whole lot of cool stuff under this board, so we'll just try to snap it. Or probably, hold on, let's zoom out now. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, what, here? Oh, wow, okay. What if we see how strong this is? What I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with getting a flathead 1. Let's get a flathead 1 out of it, okay? Little tiny needle looking thing. This is a flathead 1, okay? Let's see if I can pull it off. Oh, wait, whoa, wait. This is unstopped. Okay. The chip itself, it's getting pried up on. You can easily tell. Okay, we'll try a bigger flathead. So we're gonna now try a 2.0. I think that was, yeah. And it's slightly bigger. You know? Try this again. It's better. don't know if I have a 3. I know I have a 4, but not a 3. I don't think I do indeed have a 3. We'll go with the 2.5, which means it's slightly bigger. Oh gosh, what if I just try prying up on like the things themselves? Because these are not even out yet. So what if I try prying up right here? Gives me more leverage on the board. Nope. Okay. Okay, then instead I'm gonna try the 3.0, and then after this we got 3.5. So here's the 3. Get in camera. Okay. We'll try. Oh, whoa. Okay. That was unexpected. We'll try poking at this with a whole different tool. So this is one of the legs of it. See, it's legitimately just this. Wow. Oh, whoa. Wait, this is part of the chip too. So here's the sensor. There's literally no I don't know this is how a sensor is kind of meant to look like, but this does not look like anything that's going to transfer data from you moving into movement. I'm sorry. This is BS, okay? I'm going to call it not functional and will never be functional. That's just off of my own personal opinion, and technically biasms, but I'm just going to say it is classified, in my opinion, as non-functional. As yes, I do use a better mouse, but my brother also agrees it is not functional. So now this is technically the end of the video, but well, I'll show the cleanup of it. And I guess first I'm going to start off by taking off all of this and putting my tools away. So we'll now finish off pretty soon by just putting in the screwdriver into my kit and putting my magnetic thing. Actually, I'm also going to want to clean this off because there's actually a lot of stuff just on it from this. And now we can put that away and put this away. There we go. We can now close this up. And by the way, if any of you guys are wondering, yes, this is a carrying thing. This is if you're going to carry it around kind of like this, or if you're just going to carry it by hanging. So now we're good there. First things first, I want to start off by protecting this board so that when I throw it away, it's not just going to get sloshed around in the bridge itself is what I want to make sure it does not do. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try my best to make sure that that is the case by ensuring hopefully maximum safety. By doing this, even though yes, the screw is not going to go in, that should be a-okay because the thing itself isn't really damaged, so we'll do that. Next, oh no, it's not like that, hold on, we need to do this, like that, okay. Sorry. Next, what we'll do is we're now gonna go under like this to hopefully protect the board, but I think the bottom is what got most of the impact from everything. Like for me ripping it up and whatnot, but I guess I probably shouldn't have put all my tools away just yet. Oh my gosh, bro, really? Okay, that should be somewhat okay, right? But we'll just try to interconnect that, and then we'll get a new Phillips out. We'll try Phillips 0, because I'm kind of just curious if the Phillips 0 will actually be big enough to still fit and still work. So we'll try this right there. Indeed it does. Oh, guess what though? It literally does not work with this being there, so this can still come off. Okay, so I'm trying my best to protect the board, okay? And this I think is gonna be the best I can do. I'll try to just maybe slot in more stuff to maybe just stop it from snapping. I don't know if this will actually do anything, but you can always hope, right? Okay, now we'll just throw this away, I think. Now that it's gone, we'll now just get a little bit of these slices left. And they can also go down into there as well. There you go. This cable obviously can go in, though it is a nice, decent cable. Let's go and look at these solder joints, guys. Hold on. So, you guys are going to get the biggest bird's eye view I've ever probably seen. So, you can see my fingers, but not the wires. So there's the wires. And they look hollow. I'm not gonna lie, they look really hollow. I don't know if there's a reason for that, but they look extremely hollow. Let's try kind of cutting one. I wonder if you guys can actually see the implant for my nails. That's how far in it is. No. So, when I have like this though, it does not look fully hollow. It looks like there's actually some stuff coming out of it that maybe is, well, in this case, like a millimeter big. But like, if I actually do this, I can kind of pick at it. So it's not hollow. It's definitely not filled though either. So, if we can actually get back to the frame. Hold on. There you go. Okay. Okay. I look super close to the camera, and I'm gonna be honest, it's like this is 10 times zoom on my camera, and it's actually this far away. So it is really cool. I will try to zoom in as far as I can and just put it right up to the camera. Specifically, let's do this white wire. Nothing I have against it or anything. Just the fact that it looks like it had stuff coming out of it. Wow, it's just blurry now. So it's definitely a lot better like this. So we'll try it like this, I guess. And if you look, there's stuff coming out of it. And do I know why? No, it's probably just the inside of these wires. Because you guys remember, inside of one of these wires, this white one, we'll just go with this one, that, my thumb and index finger pinching, are just even smaller wires that transfer data, and it's probably copper. So if I do this, this should actually be able to transfer the data if I do this together. But we're not going to do that. So, yeah, this has been one of my longest teardowns, I guess is what I'm going to go with. I have probably ever recorded and whatnot, but now it's time to technically do the rest of my cleanup, which is to get this back out. And first I'm going to do this. Oh, wrong one. First I'm going to get this pocket and put Phillips in there. This is where Phillips is, Torx, flatheads, and the 3 ones. Oh yeah, we also had the wheel, huh? The scroll wheel. So there's this. There's nothing really cool about it. It seems fairly hollow. I guess we'll get a microscopic thing on this too. Just because we did it with the wires, might as well do it with this. Pretty cool. We'll also do it with the board actually, because I guess it'd be pretty cool to kind of check the board out. So you guys should be able to read it. It says LED2 there, which I can barely read that for me. You guys should be able to see like the scratches I did, like right there. You should be able to see the inside of the chip, like right there, which, like any movements I do, you guys should be able to see really well. We got our buttons there, which we could definitely try ripping off. We'll just do a quick try with a 4.0, with a flathead 4.0, and we'll unzoom, and we'll just try. Because I feel like a 4.0 may fit slightly into this lip, but no, okay, we'll just try with 3 then. Okay, a 3, so now we'll clip that in. That fits pretty nicely, actually. There we go. Look at my finger was stabbed. Alright, now we shall check. Whoa, wait. Whoa, so the legs are actually out of the board now. Look, you look at this side, so this is where the other one is for right click. The legs are actually out, which makes sense because you guys can actually see the legs right there. So now let's go back into this. Let's do a 10.0 zoom. Come down here and let's just tear this the rest of the way off first. The thing is, what sucks is if my finger just gets a slight bit in the way, it just ruins everything. There's the part of the board for left click. We have a capacitor, which we will do a zoom in on from the side. You guys can kind of see the legs. So the capacitor, right, by the way, is this black thing right there. You guys might see those 2 legs that are kind of going under it. Do not ever put something metal and just bloop on both of them, as it'll short it out and can literally shock you. We also have our LED light, or our bad LED light. This might just be for management, but I say LED somewhere. It does. In fact, it says it right under it. And it doesn't work. That, huh? Very, very trustworthy is this company, or Chinese company. Also just ripped off one of the legs too. Alright, just unsoldered it from the board by accident. I wonder if I now re-put in the leg, if it'll be... No. Okay. So there's our LED. Our LED 1, but we'll now take a look at this. So this clearly has more than just what meets to the eye, as it has 2 things. Hold on, if I can get this. There we go. Okay. So when it comes to this, I actually think there's definitely more than meets the eye, because, well, there's quite a bit here, but we will first definitely want to try out by putting my flathead away, and we'll do this now. Okay. And then what I'm next going to try to do is I'm going to try to get a circular, like screw, like Torx, for example, and just a tiny little hole right there. We're just going to try to stick. Okay. And I'm going to try to get another one of the same one in there, or close to the same size. And I don't have 2 screwdrivers, but hopefully if I push both directions up and down, it'll work. Or nope, it won't work. Okay, that's okay. I probably won't be able to actually get this separated, but there's definitely more technology obviously in this. I mean, like a capacitor, there's definitely more technology in this. So yeah, what's this, a T5? Yeah, Torx 5. So yeah, it should be pretty cool though. What is in there, I obviously don't know what's in there. I've never taken one apart, and I struggled just not to take one apart. So I think that tells you guys I've never definitely taken one apart. This also needs to go in the trash. So some of this board piece. Okay. Gosh. Okay. So I think that marks the end of this teardown. Let's say tutorial, but I honestly do really appreciate you guys so much watching to the end, as it really, well, I just appreciate it. I don't know what else I can really just say from there. I also need to make sure I replug my electrical mouse, and whatnot. And I think, oh, I forgot to redivert power. So, oh, and I feel like some of you guys might say it's not working. It is actually fully working. Is this mouse, and I'll prove it. Okay, so if I do this, I can go here. I'm even allowed to go over to my second monitor and go back and forth, and kind of just, it'll actually function. Unlike the other one, it didn't function. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope I see you guys in my next video. And yeah, there's actually a whole lot of other stuff on my desk from my phone tutorial, which, just to say, I do actually still have a proof. I have it on top of my PC with my torn down hard drive and my external hard drive, and it's still there. I mean, that case is on, but it's actually really hot. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.